Hello, everyone. Welcome to Anointed Lady TV, the home of news and politics. If it is your first time in this channel, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you like what we do on this channel, hit on the subscribe button. Also put on the notification bell so you'll be notified by YouTube anytime we drop a new video. And if you are returning subscribers, thank you very much for always coming back to watch our videos. On this platform, we drop videos every day and we react to every video that come our way. And on this very video, I will be watching with you. And after watching, let's go to the comment section and drop our opinion constructively. Like our videos and also share our videos if possible. See you next time in my next video.
Now, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has picked Datti Baba-Ahmed as his running mate. Datti was formally announced at a short ceremony here in Abuja. And the Rise News' Tunji Olanikbe confirmed in this report.
Since Peter Obi joined the Labour Party, the party has become a movement of some sort and has been gaining acceptance across the country and beyond. With the deadline for the nomination of running mates closing in, who becomes the joint ticket holder with Obi has been a subject of discussion, but all that has been put to rest with the unveiling of Datti Baba-Ahmed as Obi's running mate.
Labour Party is a party. Nigeria go better when Labour Party come the rule. Labour Party.
Today is not a day for long speech, but to present to Nigerians that we have the best material to pilot the affairs of this country to where it ought to be. I have maintained before, and I will reiterate, that the problem of the country is leadership inflicted.
He brings to this mission a great wealth of experience from the background of a private sector to public sector and a global knowledge that will help in our journey of turning around this country. Today, our country is facing so many challenges. By the end of this year, we will need 100% of our revenue will not be enough to service our debts.
Datti Baba-Ahmed, in his acceptance speech, describes his nomination as an honor, one that will help achieve a dream of a new Nigeria.
The undeniable, unchallengeable, fundamental reason for being on this ticket is to rescue Nigeria. Good job. And it goes logically and without saying that you can only rescue that which is in trouble. Nigeria is in a great deal of trouble. Yes. I cannot afford not to be part of the movement to rescue Nigeria. The second reason is that I believe in the greatness of Nigeria. I believe there will be peace and prosperity. I believe Nigerian people will unite.
With the running mate issue now sorted out, all is set for the party to battle with the APC and the PDP. Yusuf Datti Baba-Ahmed was born in 1975. He holds a PhD in economics from the University of Westminster. At 28, he was elected into the House of Representatives and became a senator at 36. He is a strong campaigner against corruption.
And the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Datti Baba-Ahmed, joins me now in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let's clarify, because I've seen a lot of reports, including that one say you are 46 years old.
I'm not.
How old are you?
53 yesterday.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Great. So now we've sorted it out. You're 53 years old. Congratulations again on your emergence.
Thank you.
How did this come to you? Were you surprised, or has this been in the works for a long time?
Remember, I contested presidency in 2018. So I had always been prepared.
Okay.
But for 2023, I withdrew and practically walked away from a governorship election in my Kaduna state. And I decided that God Almighty will do with the whole of Nigeria as He wills. I simply will not play that kind of politics in buying delegates.
Okay.
Not me.
That's why you left the PDP?
Yes.
Okay.
And I had traveled out until I was contacted. Then again, look, I am what I am because of Nigeria. Everybody is what he is because of Nigeria. We don't have a choice. And I came straight back into this. So I've always been prepared. A little element of surprise, I thought His Excellency Peter Obi has a lot of choices. I'm not the only one. I still think I'm not the best. But if he says so, oh, well, then thank God, let's roll.
Okay.
I cannot sit and let Nigeria continue to be in the hands that we currently are. Yeah.
A former member of the House of Representatives under the platform of the ANPP, a former senator under the platform of the CPC, former presidential aspirant under the PDP. You are also one-time governorship aspirant under the PDP. And now you're the vice presidential candidate for the Labour Party. You've made quite the rounds within Nigerian political parties. Why?
Not exactly. I have consistently been in one political type. I have consistently been in the leading opposition party. ANPP was a leading political party when I joined it, and so was CPC. Even though, as it turned out after the election, that ANPP would have more senators, as it were, then than CPC. Then, by default, in 2014, I was drafted into CPC. I was, of course, not having anything anymore in common with the then Buhari APC movement and anything, but you know, like, look, I would like to take decisions based on facts. So I didn't take any decision until after I saw how Nigeria was misruled post 2015. I gave my clear reasons. You made 3 promises. Security. They rigged the results and said that by December 2015 they had technically defeated, which was a lie. Just now you made a report that Boko Haram members had escaped. We need apologies from those who lied to us. The second thing, they said the economy was improving, and I know how to measure economies. The economy was not improving. The third thing, they had become far more corrupt, and again, I do have ways of measuring corruption than any government in the history of Nigeria. So, you know, with due respect, I quickly withdrew from the then APC that I was meant to be by default. I never cut any card of APC. And then, you know, I moved right back into the, again, leading opposition political party, which again is consistent. Until again it came to a point where delegates were being procured. And I reminded PDP, these are the reasons I joined this great party in the first place. I had made it conditions that if PDP were to hold clean, credible primaries, I would continue to be with it. And that is the only thing that will bring success. It didn't happen.
Okay.
So the first thing I did was to withdraw from the elections. When they saw that, look, if such a person will not participate in the corrupt ways of nomination, if for any reason he is given any role to play in government, then he is going to be an island. There is no way he will play ball as is played. Therefore, there is no future for me in that party.
You know,
And then I was
mentioned
approached by a party that has turned out to again be the leading opposition party in Nigeria. So consistently, I am in the leading political party in Nigeria, and this is very consistent, whatever you call it.
Another leading opposition party,
Yes.
and you've had issues with all of these parties you've been in.
Because
But
PDP has not paid
let's talk
opposition.
let's talk about some of the issues you've raised. You talk about corruption, economy, and security, which were the major promises of the ruling or the governing party in 2015.
The ruling party, yes.
Well, the governing party. As vice president, should Labour Party win, you will be chairing the National Economic Council. You will supervise the economy of Nigeria. In your own opinion, because you say you do know how to measure, in your own opinion, what is responsible for the downward trend of the fortunes of Nigeria at the moment?
Good question, but let me give you a good reminder. The president and commander-in-chief is fully in charge of the economy. Being in charge of a council does not make you in charge of the economy. Just a correction I want to make.
You supervise.
You
I said you
supervise.
chair the National Economic Council.
Yes, but the economy is squarely under the president and commander-in-chief. Now, the second part of your actual question was that, could you remind me?
What is responsible for the dwindling fortune of the economy in Nigeria?
Mismanagement and corruption. Because, can I start from 2015? Because that is the relevant point. They didn't understand and did not want to recognize that in rescuing Nigeria's economy, the first thing you have to do is put a stop to the slide in the Naira. Define Naira correctly as officially an appreciating currency. Use that to attract foreign currency into Nigeria. When foreign currency, not investment per se, when foreign currency can come into Nigeria and stay safe, translate into the at the right exchange rate, foreign investors will send. When Naira is realized by companies, by individuals of means, they do not have to rush to convert it for safety. You now have a stable currency. The other fundamentals are power. The other fundamentals are
electricity, when you say power.
Yes, electricity, sorry, electric power. The other fundamentals, of course, are a sound public service in which money is spent in such a way that results are obtained. That covers everything from the security to everything.
What would you say is your economic philosophy? Capitalism, socialism, welfarism, or what?
Liberalism.
Liberalism.
And just to let you know, that era has passed. Those doctrines were relevant up to, in Europe, they were only relevant up to the 80s. In African context, by 90s, they had died out. There's only one option, it's the private sector. No more capitalism, because capitalism has come to stay. It had come to stay since mid-70s. So those doctrines you're talking about are relevant in economic history as a subject. Right now we're talking about private sector philosophy being the engine of growth, public sector being the engine of regulation.
So are we going to be seeing privatization of a lot of government assets should the Labour Party win? Is that what you're saying?
You just have the last bit of government enterprises that are yet to either be concessioned or privatized. And by the way, privatization is almost over because all those moribund companies have gone. Government is no longer, government is struggling to pay, in the case of Nigeria, struggling to pay salaries, struggling to pay debts. How can you even own enterprises or industries or companies? That era is gone. It's a matter of individuals establishing refineries, and thank God you have an individual who is making it, fertilizer plants, airlines, in my own kind of case, a university or two universities, hospitals. We spend money better than when government does. That is the philosophy, no longer capitalism or socialism. That is gone.
Okay, let's go back to politics. I mean, you've been in the National Assembly, so you understand to an extent the workings of governance. But before I get into that, I want to ask you, did you spend 1 year, just 1 year in the Nigerian Senate, and why?
Because they were more powerful than me.
Who
I spent
were
8
more
months.
powerful than you?
I defeated an 8-year governor of Kaduna State, and who later became chairman of the Committee of Finance in the Senate, while I was out of the House of Reps, and he was chairman Committee of Finance, and we contested. People were asking if I had gone crazy, because even in the PDP, nobody even dared buy a form. There I said, I believe in God Almighty, I believe in my capacity, and I will face him. Now, I dislodged chairman of finance. Remember, customs, I don't want to talk too much. It's under finance, and there was the designing case, and I don't want to talk too much. I had interrupted something good that was going on.
Is that why you didn't challenge it in court? You said you
I
won
was the
fair
one
and
being
square?
challenged. Listen, I was the one being challenged. I can't challenge. I won. So I can't win and then take someone to court.
And so you were challenged and you lost your seat.
Of course.
And you let it go.
What can I do?
Okay.
I told you I was overpowered. Because, look, customs was under finance. That's all I will tell you. I don't want to talk too much now. And there was the designing case, and I came as senator, floor senator. I was only vice chairman, MDGs. The goods that were happening could not happen simply because I had interrupted. There are a handful of factors, and you know, even in my home state, somebody, of course, of blessed memory, had realized that my rising profile was a threat to his 2015 re-election bid. And, you know, so all those things added up against me. Look, I have lived to fight today. I'm so happy I went into the Senate with honor. I left with honor and dignity.
Okay. The Labour Party currently has no elective office across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. What is the plan for the government should the Labour Party win the presidential election? What's the plan to form a government? Is that a source of concern to you and your presidential candidate?
Allow me to leave some of these questions to my capable leaders. I am not an all-rounder, I need to admit.
Okay.
If you speak about economy, procurement, education, a bit of security and others, I can. But that question is best answered by His Excellency Peter Obi and also our party chairman.
Fair enough.
I will take risks in answering that question, and I don't want to, please.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
A man who understands and knows his capabilities. Yeah. Well, these are not the best of times for Nigeria when it comes to security. You touched a bit on that initially with the Kuje Correctional Facility attack. What would you be bringing to the table? What would your government do differently if you win the election?
In terms of security?
Yes, in terms of security.
Please forgive me. The context of Nigeria requires some people in our kind of position to talk little, because the controversies and the things we're realizing are more than scary, and you just don't talk anyhow anymore. Not for my own safety, but because we cannot even believe the things that are beginning to be discovered. It's only a matter of time. Gather all your information, wait. If you get into power, confirm those things and then act. There is terror, there is banditry, and the other things that I don't really have to mention now. It is too delicate for someone like me to continue to discuss. But believe you me, the saints you think are not. And that is the more reason I don't even want to talk now. The saints you think are not. Very, very bad things have happened to dear Nigeria.
You know, Peter Obi, your presidential candidate or your principal, is enjoying huge followership. and is as a result of what some people have referred to as a brand different from the establishment.
Yes.
Do you, or even though that's debatable, do you see yourself also from that stock of a brand from the establishment? If yes, what exactly are you bringing to the table?
To answer your question, I have always been brand differentiated, right from 2002 when I joined in my constituency. What I'm bringing to the table is a flair for educating Nigerians. There is a pyramid I will try to convince our team to build and block all the gaps. The entire population of Nigeria, one must fall into one of these: basic education, civic awareness, enlightenment, education, and professionalism. And in so doing, we have blocked any leakage no Nigeria will want. I will try to work with my team to see that, with the team, to see that the average Nigerian salary takes one across from the first day of the month to the last day of the month. I am bringing to the table, to the system, the feeling of liberty to all Nigerians that we are taking back our country, which presently does not belong to us. Drive from anywhere to anywhere in Nigeria, stay in any hotel, transact your clean business, and Nigeria belongs to you. Right now, it doesn't belong to us. It belongs to people in the bush. Reform the typical family budget. Everybody is now spending on security, blocking your windows, metal doors, security doors, power generators. That's to those who can even afford. We want to make life simpler. You spend less on all those because the government has spent money well to take those off of your family budget. I'm bringing to the table consistency with the character of His Excellency Peter Obi to attract more of the new generation. We want to respectfully retire anybody who is beyond our average age between me and him. Logically speaking, you see, when I was just completing my NYSC, one of the presidential candidates of today was already a presidential aspirant. In 2018, I was aspiring with somebody whom during my NYSC was already a presidential aspirant, and still today. The whole generation, 2 generations now, we just want to make it like from the ballot box, Your Excellency, sir, both of you, with due respect, we have retired you.
There are 18 political parties. Which of their excellencies are you referring to?
Do you want me to call names? I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't do that here.
Well, again, there are 18 political parties.
Yes.
But, there is a stereotype around your presidential candidate that he is tribalistic, he is pro-Igbo, and that those from the north will not vote for Peter Obi. How does your candidacy, your being on the ticket, neutralize that stereotype?
I have been educating people about the basic differences on some terminologies they're using, which I really don't have to, and it is working. I'm working with responsible, respectable clergy to further educate others, to see people as Nigerians. There's also a certain agenda which I'm doing deep down up north, like, hey, gentlemen, please think, in the last 8 years, what have you had? You had religious bigotry, you had tribal bigotry and all that. For 12 years, 12 million people were insisting on, you finally got it, and in the last 8 years, what happened? You became more insecure, you became poorer, you became more disunited. Now, what do you want in your life? Do you want security? Do you want prosperity? Okay, please let us show you how. How is we're getting a credible leader. Now, out of 3 or 4 candidates, we put them on the table, sense, logic, knowing what is right from what is wrong. And I have argued very well, successfully, that You don't need to hold any form of certificate to know the difference between right and wrong. We are presently convincing people of North that electing for yourself a good leader is practically putting money in your pocket, practically bringing security to your doorstep, education in your head, healthcare in your body, simply because you have a good leader.
How are they receiving that message?
Very well. Listen.
Okay.
I'm in the business of classrooms. There is one sitting which I told them, look at it. No natural disasters in Nigeria, but look at the countries with responsible leaders, but with a great deal of natural disasters. Give them 6 months, they would have entirely recovered and even better than before, built better houses, better bridges than the ones that the natural disaster destroyed. When you have just one bad leader, the ground will be shaken not for earthquake, from bombs dropping, from bombs exploding. That is where we are approaching very, very fast. The only train that was functional in Nigeria for passengers, not done by this government, has been blown. After all promises, up till today, they have not fixed the train, they have not released the captives. And what do we get? Kuje prison attack, liberated. So I am succeeding, we're succeeding in making people, if you want earnestly, honestly to yourself, peace and prosperity, allow us to tell you what you need, and what you need is a credible leader. Right now in 2023 Nigerian political elections, right now all I can see is a Peter Obi. With due respect to the others, I have high regards for them. I've worked with Atiku. Atiku is knowledgeable in his own right, a master politician and all that. Tinubu is the master politician, but he didn't have to bring a Buhari to Nigeria for 8 years because he wants to be a president. He didn't have to do that. If he was that good, he should have simply taken Nigeria in 2015. Why bring Buhari and all that has happened?
You know, I would have been totally surprised if you do not see only a Peter Obi for 2023 your presidential candidate. But let me ask you finally, how would you say that the agitations by Sunday Igboho, for instance, to create a Yoruba nation or a group such as IPOB for cessation in Southeast, before you interrupt me, how would you say that these agitations have been handled so far?
Okay, if it's how they've been handled so far, they've been handled very poorly. Because if for any reason I had happened to be President Buhari, I would have in 2015 given Ogonaya Onu SGF of Nigeria and tell him, I don't want to hear anything as such. Case closed. But Buhari was such a, I don't want to say it, such a bad leader. Why hold a certain part of this country with disdain? Because they gave you 5%. He said it, so if I repeat it, I'm not wrong. He yielded to the master politician of Nigeria because they funded him on everything. Okay, FRS belongs to you, SGF belongs to you, and he's putting certain kinds of northerners so that by either 19 or 23, he could then draft them as his deputies. This is wrong. Then you asked me how it was handled. I've answered that.
Yes.
But anything about, look, I am too Nigerian to succumb to answering questions about Tony Igboho and the other gentleman, Kalu. Nnamdi Kalu. I'm too Nigerian to discuss those. My overwhelming interest now by engagement is education. By government role is security and economy. Do you understand? His Excellency Peter Obi is of a certain technical opinion that they hardly exist. And if you listen to his arguments, he's right. If they had not been mismanaged, they would not be there today.
Okay. And I think that's a very good place to leave this conversation. Thank you so much, Dr. Yusuf Datti Baba-Ahmed, the vice presidential candidate for the Labour Party in the 2023 elections in Nigeria. Thank you for sharing your time with us tonight on the news. And we wish you the best.